use equalizers to add a bunch of mid-frequencies. Now here's one tip you've probably already heard many times before. Add a bunch of mid-frequencies with an equalizer. Now the mid-frequencies are essential for the characteristics of a hardstyle kick, but it's also important to do it right. Else your kick may end up too hollow or too shallow. So how do you do it right? Well, it depends on many variables, but here are some guidelines that may work for you. Add the mid-frequencies quite early in your mixer effects chain, preferably right after the first distortion. Then aim somewhere between 400 to 900 Hz, depending on your preferences of course. Also add a good amount of around 12 to 24 decibels and thereby use a bell curve of your equalizer and play around with the steepness of the band. A wide band fills the whole kick with a wider range of mid-frequencies, while a narrow band produces a punchier type of emphasis, so it just depends on what you want. Now, adding mid-frequencies will boost the kick in this range of the spectrum, thus to bring back some balance you may want to reduce the mid-frequencies a little bit later in your effects chain. Now another way of restoring the balance is by simply boosting the lower and higher frequencies, which we will talk about very soon. So use equalizers to add some higher frequencies. High frequencies are important. They provide well needed freshness and clarity. In a way, having plenty of higher frequencies boosts the perceived quality. On top of that, adding them will also restore the frequency balance of the sound, especially after amplifying the mid frequencies. That's why it's very fruitful to use your equalizers to include a bunch of higher frequencies. Thereby you have to use your ears to hear how much your kick actually needs. Don't be afraid to experiment, just play around with the so-called high shelf band on an equalizer and center it anywhere around 1500 all the way up to even 12,000 Hz. Hell, even 800 Hz can produce outstanding results. Now as for everything, you can be more aggressive with your approach in the beginning and usually more subtle towards the end.